Welcome back, Mr. Emeka Onohwakpor joins us now. He's a legal practitioner to give us his perspective on this security situation we've got on our hands. Thank you for coming on this morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Well, the last bit of what Dr. Kugbe said was about while the president was speaking to some of other presidents, trying to see how they can review that treaty, the protocol where an insurgent comes from a neighboring country to attack you. You should be able to go after them even if they go into the other country and attack. How do you see that, even if they were to look at it? Is this something that you think it will actually sail through, or it will meet a brick wall?
No, I don't see it meeting a brick wall, because the neighboring countries are also concerned about the goings on in the other side of their border. They would definitely cooperate with Nigeria and see how they can help, because we're also in a position to exert a lot of influence on those countries.
Yeah, if you say women to brick wall, I mean, how do you draw the line? What would be the limit if you begin to enter another country to pursue a legitimate purpose, but at some point, some people begin to take advantage of that and then encroach on other people's territory?
You know, what happens is that it's not that only security officers will go in there. It's usually a cooperation between officers from both countries. Remember the armed robbery guy that was in the French-speaking country, and the then President Obasanjo had to personally say, look, you must get this guy for us.
But that was after he closed the border?
Yes.
And then spoke up about it before that then happened?
Yeah, because, you know, you must exert the type of pressure you can. That was how he saw he could do it. And I don't see any of those countries refusing to assist us.
Could it be the nature of the borders between the one in Benin Republic and the one in Cameroon? Could it be that it's the nature of the border that is giving us this challenge? Because this one might look a little compact and easy to handle, maybe. And this other one looks a little tricky, especially the kind of people who, when they move in, come out, you could mistake them for Nigerians because of the way they're clad.
You see, the borders in both areas are both so large, and the space, the distance is not something that is easily manageable, be it Benin or the Cameroonian one. However, the people on the ground know these people. You see, they've been living together. If you want to cross from wherever part you are, you want to cross into Cameroon, be it even from as far as Cross River, you just see a stream somewhere, you cross over. By the time you cross over, you're already in Cameroon. So, but they know themselves, they know their language, they know the little differences between them. You know, that's why it is important for those on the ground to join the fight actively against these insurgents, because it is the local government chairman, it is the ward chairman, it is the governor that knows his people. These are people that can come down and say, look, we don't want this. What I'm saying is, we have a situation where we are waiting for those in Abuja to come and know these people. They cannot easily know them. You know, like in the eastern part of Nigeria, when the kidnapping was becoming too much, some of these governors say, look, if we trace any kidnapper to your house, we'll demolish the house. You know, so the people in the north must be seen to be doing similar things. When there were serious kidnapping in the Niger Delta, the governors went to the creek and negotiated with these boys. And some level of commitment was extracted from them. And these things reduced. That's why our oil production has gone up. There was a time we couldn't even meet the quota we were supposed to export, and it affected our economy. The same thing is happening in the north. We look at it from this part that we are in the south, and that this thing is happening in the north. It's not true. If those economies are not moving, those of their brothers that are working here in the north, in the south, must be sending home money that they would have used here, which means what they earn is no longer enough. And what that part of the country should contribute to the national economy, we are losing it. We need the governors of these states to come down, to take the fight to the street. I watched the PRO from Adama talking. He doesn't see, the impression I get is that, look, they don't have a hands-on this. They still see it as not their fight, as a national fight. It's not true. They are the primary people. They are the ones we are concerned with. We want them to take it as their own fight, and that the federal is even assisting them. You have a situation where somebody called a PRO and a PRO in government, as high as he is, he couldn't gather support. Such a high-level person should have certain numbers he will call in the squad that can come and combat those people and make sure they are checked, not leave them to run roughshod for hours. It's not done. You see, when such things happen, it's eroding our own sovereignty as a nation. You have a situation where some people call themselves Boko Haram. They are preaching what we don't understand, something that goes against our constitution. They say, oh, you must convert to Islam. Why? What are the governors saying about that? Why will you tell a president to convert to Islam? And everybody kept quiet in the north. It's not done. Because if you are challenging the president, you are challenging the whole country. Because we voted him. You know, because part of their condition when they were talking was that, look, President Jonathan should not even run. Which means they have now arrogated to themselves the powers of the people to vote for whoever is eligible to contest. This is not right.
Some time ago, I mean, we had this report where the Nigerian security agency said that there was this drone that they were developing. And one wonders, if we were to take that a little further and deploy the use of drones for this purpose, are we going to likely have any legal issues about it? Especially if they get into other countries.
Oh, if you deploy drones and you make mistakes and you attack a sovereign country that has not done anything, it could attract reprisals. And what we are suffering now is a lack of commitment from every arm of government towards fighting this. We must deploy the type of security we need on the ground. I don't know if drones, you know, is the countries that use drones, they are fighting in the desert where they don't want to fight on the ground. They picture where they want to attack, and from up there they open bombs on those places. But here, you cannot do that because these people, they hide in the mountainous areas. Sometimes they hide within civilians. All you need to do is mobilize the people enough. If they hide in your place, we demolish it.
Yeah, but do you think we're getting the support or cooperation of Cameroon in this fight?
I don't think we have exploited their support enough. We need to get more commitment from them, because I once read in the papers they offered to cooperate with Nigeria. But we need to exert more cooperation, more commitments from them. That look, these people have crossed into your country. Where did they go to?
You are in Nigeria, you're observing things, as you know, reading from the papers, seeing what's happening on TV. You know, you've talked about how Nigerians need to come together. How do you think that other Nigerians can support this war against terrorism?
Firstly, by condemning it. Condemning what these people stand for. That look, it's against our constitution. You cannot be killing our brothers over there. You know, whether we like it or not, these people are our children. You know, there's nobody that is not appalled by what is happening.
How can we rally support for both the people that are affected in Borno State and Adamawa and Yobe, and also rally support for our military?
Oh, first we must raise awareness, and we must stop condemning the military. We must stop saying, hey, these people are better equipped than the military, because it's wrong. It demoralizes them. We shouldn't derogate or use words that are not complementary to our military, because the military forms part of your sovereignty. when we were studying, the first thing we learned is that, look, no group or individual can fight a sovereign state. Now, where somebody as high as a governor starts saying that, look, some group has more strength than a nation's army, is trying to threaten the sovereignty of the state. Because the whole concept of a state is that, look, the state is so mighty, but it shields itself due to civilization. So if you remove that myth around a military, you cannot make it. You see, if you look at the US, for instance, they are seen as the most powerful country in the world, but they don't really fight on the ground. If you put them on the ground, they usually have problems. The first thing you see them, they are deploying aircraft carriers, they are doing this, they are doing that, and nobody comes around to say, look, hey, if you do this, you are lower than these people, or these people are stronger. No. When George Bush went to attack Iraq and problems came, the whole country rallied around him. Even though he was a Republican, Bill Clinton, everybody was giving advice. But we are not feeling that here. We need all the political parties, their leaders, to come, mobilize their members, and let there be a general awareness to say, look, we don't want these people. If you see anything, report to these people. And then enable the military people fighting on the ground. Give them the equipment they need. Give them the intelligence. I heard Dr. Dore Kupe saying the satellite we had is, in summary, not adequate enough. What are we waiting for? These days we know what military equipment to buy. It's there on the internet to make sure you have what you need. By now, I expected that the pictures of these people should be published on the internet. These people that rode on 17 Hilux vehicles. A Hilux truck must cost more than 5 or 7 million naira. So where did they get the money from?
I mean, because sometimes
I was traced even the origin of the vehicle.
Some time ago, I mean, that's where the FRSC, because all these agencies that were going about getting the biometrics of Nigerians in the name of getting central data, where are they today? These are the kind of things they should be really standing up for. The other day we have floods here. Some governors couldn't even provide satellite imaging, or couldn't access at the time satellite imaging of what area is all of this. So I think it was, I can't remember the name of the agency, he was here and he said, look, well, that is an area we're trying to explore. So that cooperation between those agencies and those on the ground with this war, we need to see it happening.
Of course, because if you want to see this particular place now, where we are now,
no tap.
If you Google it, we will get it. Why can't we have such facility within our security agencies?
How about leveraging on our bilateral relationship with all these other international community, with those other countries, so that they can get us where our satellite images fail, we can get from them? Is it not possible to do that?
Of course, I've seen, I've also read in the papers, the U.S. is ready to assist us. And I know that what the U.S. does, they give you logistics, they give you communication equipment. Like, you know, when UK had problems with Argentina, all they did was to supply them a satellite image to know when that Argentinian ship was going to come. As soon as it came, they sank it and the war ended. What we needed was, what we need now is a good satellite equipment and good intelligence gathering. Let us even know these people physically. They live somewhere, they eat, they drink. They must be traced to wherever they are in the world. You know, in certain countries, if you kill one military man, you are in trouble. The US will trace you to wherever you are in the world. We need to imbibe that culture here. If you kill an army, a member of any of our forces, be it the police or the army, navy or whatever, we must make sure that whoever is involved is brought to book, no matter how long it takes.
All right, Mr. Emeka Onohwakpor, thank you for coming on this morning. There we have it. The AFCC should be able to trace the funds where this is going on. The FRSC, where are those plate numbers, or are those vehicles without plate numbers? Who owns those vehicles? NICOMSAT, where are the pictures of the imaging of all of this movement? If we spend so much money, it is time those monies show for what they spend them for. We're back after this break. Join us again.